some sound checks.
We're gonna do some sound checks. Check, check, check. 1, 2, check, check. He said good. Got the thumbs up. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. Whoa. Let me back up there, pal. Now I can't hear. There we go. That's yours. Oh.
What?
Whoa, there it is.
What? Check,
I
check.
got you.
Check, check.
Good.
Check.
Ryan said good.
Check, check. I'm not good.
Up.
Check, check.
You're not?
There I am.
Oh.
Okay.
I need to turn me up. Check. Yep, we're good.
Good. Good, 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 good. Good afternoon and welcome into the Dean. It's Dean Evans Stadium in Salina where 4A state baseball is taking place, although a bit behind schedule, but let's face it, you can get used to that a little bit with state tournament action, and that's exactly where we are this afternoon as we get ready to enjoy the Abilene Cowboys. They come in the number 2 seed in Class 4A baseball, and they will take on the Rockets of Rose Hill, the 7 seed here via an upset of the 2-time defending state champions. My name is Devin Haney, along with Russ Kossel and also Brian Dennett, producing and engineering. We welcome you in to the state baseball action today, featuring Abilene and Rose Hill on the Salina Post Sports Network. We'll enjoy baseball here today and ask you to be a little patient with us, as even though we're in Salina, the video is a little glitchy because of the cell service that is not only scarce, but also being used up at a pretty high rate here at Dean Evans Stadium. Earlier today, we had a chance to talk to Abilene head coach Travis Bartley. We will do that when we come back as we revisit that interview with Coach Bartley. We'll talk Abilene Cowboy baseball and what the Cowboys have done this year to accomplish their spot here at 4A State. Once again, Abilene Cowboy Baseball brought to you by Don's Tire and Supply, and also Smart Insurance with 3 locations in Abilene, Salina, and Harrington.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of
is hard for you. With 24-hour service and the ability to answer all your questions, your local State Farm agent in Abilene is Amanda West Agency, supporting the student athletes of Dickinson County.
Now through May 31st, get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get up to $90 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Don's Tire and Supply, your local Firestone dealer serving Abilene and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Visit Don's Tire in South Abilene or donstire.net. Subject to credit approval.
Storm damage never happens at a good time. If your home or business has sustained damage, call Roger at Everett Larson Roofing. Everett Larson Roofing is a family-owned business that has been repairing and replacing roofs and seamless guttering in Dickinson and Geary County for over 30 years. Call today for a complimentary estimate and get the repair process started. We know there are a lot of people wanting your business. Trust Everett Larson Roofing in the Abilene and Junction City area. Our number is on Facebook and Google. Call Everett Larson Roofing today.
You're watching the home automotive road to a championship on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Welcome back in here on the Salina Post pregame show. It's the Marshall.
We opened this season up with
tournament appearance. I know that getting back here was a big goal for this team, but how does it feel to be back in Salina as one of the last 8 teams in 4A still playing this week?
It feels great. Like you said there, I mean, it was a goal of ours from the beginning of the year. We opened this season up with Salina South, so we started on Dean Evans, and we said right then after we left the field there that we wanted to end the season on the same field.
Well, your team enters bracket play 22-2. You guys come in as the 2 seed, and I know that when you look at this roster, these guys have done a lot of winning throughout their career. But how much confidence comes with not only the success of this season, but the experience these guys have had at state playing here before?
That's the big thing right there is the experience. We've been there the last 2 years, but our seniors, them being through it now, and our seniors, I mean, the mindset has been great, awesome, a lot of confidence. So I mean, we're ready to go. I mean, it's going through the regional tournament. I had no question at all where our minds were at. We were ready.
Well, and I did want to ask you about regionals because, again, at least from the outside looking in, you guys made it look awfully easy. You cruised through games, you beat the teams that you expected to beat. But, when you look back on that 2-game set, overall, what would you say stuck out with you the most just about the way that your guys played last week?
Well, Mulvane had a pretty good arm. They got a sophomore kid there. He's right around that 90-mile-an-hour. Pretty good slider. And I mean, he commands the zone very well. So we beat a pretty good arm. I mean, we was in a pitcher's duel till about the 3rd before we kind of started to open things up. But I think that just shows how good we are offensively. We get a good look at a guy one time through, and the second, third time we pretty well got them figured out. But yeah, I mean, we offensively were pretty good, and the pitchers did a great job. And like most of the season, our defense has been pretty solid.
All year, your guys, and I know there are different strategies maybe when it comes to scheduling, but you guys have sought out tough opponents. You guys played a really good doubleheader with Rock Creek earlier this year. They're the 1 seed at this bracket. You also sought out some larger teams like Salina South. How prepared do you feel like those kinds of games have made you for these moments ahead?
For sure. And they do. Playing good competition, they do that, and playing those close games at the end of the year. You're going to play those close games in regional and state and whatnot. You got to find a way to win those. So it's very important playing, good programs as you go on through the season.
You take a look at this roster, the way that it's made up, and there are a lot of things that you could pick at as being the best thing for this team so far this season. You guys have got great speed. You've got a couple of excellent arms. You've mentioned the defense. And then you take a look at a lineup of 9 guys that are all batting north of 300. But, when you take a look at this team as head coach, what are the things that you consider to be the biggest strengths of this Abilene squad heading into state?
Yeah, we're like you said. The kids they have great at bats. They know they've got a plan when they go up there. They know what they're doing, and we got guys that can lay bunts down. We got guys that got gap to gap power. It's like you said there. From top to bottom. We've got tough outs all the way through. So it's just one heck of a group offensively. And I was going through stats and stuff the other day. I think they lead our program in overall batting average, and not only that, several other main offensive categories.
One of the things that we know about, specifically this level and specifically when you get to state, you do not go very far if you do not have the pitching. But, your team this season has proved that from the outset. Guys like Kyson Becker, Stockton Timbrook have been phenomenal. How do you feel about just the firepower that you bring in on the hill coming into this tournament, needing 3 more wins?
And we feel great, and the main thing is we can't look past our first game, and there's many ways you could play it. You could try to do a bullpen day and save as many guys as you can for later in the tournament, but you can't get into the second, third round if you don't win the first one. So we're not going to change a whole lot of things. We are deep, so we're able to do the things that we want to do when it comes to our pitching.
Well, and with that, let's talk about your first round opponent here. You guys get the 7th seed in Rose Hill. This is a Rocket team that comes in 15-10 on paper, but again, you don't get to state if you haven't heated up as of late. What are the biggest things with Rose Hill that kind of stand out to you when you scout them?
We know they got a couple of good arms, and we expect to see them, and I know they're coming off a high after knocking out McPherson there, the back-to-back state winners there. So we're not going to take anybody lightly there. So it's going to be a dogfight early, and while we're trying to feel each other out. So yeah.
Well, and especially with a team that, again, I know everybody enters regionals expecting to get there, but do you feel like that's where the experience almost gives you an edge where, your guys come back to Dean Evans Stadium, you've been there, you've done that, it doesn't really matter who you play, the guys are just ready to go?
Yes, exactly. And I'm not worried one bit with our guys. We've, in the past couple of years, it was kind of, hey, it's awesome, we made it to state. Yeah, we've, obviously we're trying to win game 1 and move on, but now, it was almost, expectation, and now it's like we got to go get this first one because we got a chance, I really think, to be playing Friday for the championship. I really believe we're good enough to do that, but like I say, we cannot overlook Rose Hill, and we got to be ready to go.
There is one more thing with this team for Abilene that I would be remiss if I didn't bring up. You're the last coach to get, one of the most iconic senior classes, I think, in Abilene history. This group of seniors has meant a lot to not just the program, but to the school as a whole. They revitalized the football program. They led the basketball team back to state in 3 out of 4 years. When you look specifically at the seniors that are going to be graduating after this year, what does this one last ride at the high school level mean to these guys?
See, and I think that's the thing. They've had so much success in football and basketball and baseball, but get into the state tournament stuff, we just kind of fall a little bit short. And these guys, they're ready to go and trying to bring home a state championship. I know will mean so much to them and the team and the town. And it is quite the group.
Well, here we are, 4A state tournament. Only 8 teams remain in the state of Kansas at this level. And I know you told me, like I said, on day 1 of the season, the guys wanted to give themselves a chance to win it all on the last day. From the baseball perspective, what are the biggest keys this week? What are the things that Abilene has to do well to put yourselves in that position come tomorrow?
Yeah, we got to continue to throw strikes and give ourselves a chance on defense. Make plays behind our pitchers and continue. Our offense picked back up a little bit. We had kind of a little bit of a dead spot in there towards the end of the year, but regionals we picked back up a little bit. So I think we're heating back up offensively, and so the main thing, it's always throw strikes and catch the ball. And if you're able to do that, you're in every game. You got a chance to win every game.
Well, Coach, thank you again for stopping by. Best of luck to your Cowboys this week.
Thank you, Tyler.
Once again, that was Travis Bartley, head coach of your Abilene baseball team. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's Devin Haney and Russ Kossel on the call. First pitch is right around the corner. You're tuned in here on the Salina Post Sports Network, and coverage this week brought to you by our friends at Smart Insurance and Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
A click here or maybe a squeal there. Your vehicle is talking to you and has a way of saying, hey, something is wrong. Listen to your ride and take it to M&M Tire in Abilene. M&M Tire and Auto offers a huge selection of tires for all types of cars and trucks. They also offer everything from computer diagnostics to custom exhaust to complete engine and transmission replacement. Routine scheduled service or major repairs. Trust the experts at M&M Tire and Auto on Buckeye in Abilene. For over 25 years, tires aren't all they do.
Memorial Health System Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine provides friendly, caring, and quality services, and they are proud to provide aquatics therapy right here in Abilene. Find out how aquatics therapy can benefit you, located at Memorial Hospital. Memorial Health System Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine. At Impact Sports and Fitness, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, an athlete, or anywhere in between, you'll feel right at home. They offer a wide variety of equipment, certified trainers, and massage therapists. Impact Sports and Fitness, your full-service fitness center in downtown Abilene.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarsales.com, and spring into fun.
The Cowboys work hard on the field, and you need an insurance agent that works just as hard for you. With 24-hour service and the ability to answer all your questions, your local State Farm agent in Abilene is Amanda West Agency, supporting the student athletes of Dickinson County.
Into Dean Evans Stadium here in Salina, just on the east side of Salina. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel, also Brian Dennett producing and engineering as we're ready for first-round action 4A state baseball. It is Abilene and Rose Hill. Abilene comes in the 2 seed. They're 22-2 on the season. Rose Hill comes in the 7 seed at 15-10, though the Rockets were able to eliminate McPherson in regionals. They beat the Bullpups 3-1 and eliminated the two-time defending state champions. Already in action today, the number 1 seed Rock Creek Mustangs. They got a victory over Tonganoxie 5-3, and Paola, their 4th straight appearance here at 4A state baseball, they were able to knock off the 4 seed in Lewisburg, 2 rivals there from the Frontier League going at it. Paola gets that victory 3-0. So they're already in the semifinals tomorrow. They have guaranteed themselves 2 more games. The Cowboys from Abilene are going to try to do the same. Russ Kossel, this is the 3rd consecutive year the Cowboys have been here after making the state tournament for the very first time in 2022 in school history, but they've been ousted in the first round both years. Last year, the coaches thought they were rolling. They had some momentum. Here came the rain. All of a sudden, they lost 3-2. They lost a 1-run game a year ago. Now the Cowboys are back. The meat of this lineup, I think it's fair to say, are seniors. Rose Hill has a lot of seniors. This should be a fun game.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's going to be a fun game, and it's going to start with this upper class, this senior class, who has all this experience from the last 2 years. As you got Kyson Becker stepping on the bump today, 6-0 on the year.
Kyson Becker gets us started. He throws a pitch way outside that goes all the way to the backstop. The catcher, Zach Miller, just watched that one go by as he put it opposite side of the plate of right-handed batter Blake Struble. Struble steps in. As I said, this Rocket team loaded with seniors. As Becker brings an off-speed pitch to the plate, he evens the count now at 1-1.
Struble coming into the game, 19 hits at a 247 batting average. Kyson Becker, 40.2 innings pitched.
Becker, now, wow, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Becker this time, he went way outside the first pitch. His third pitch came way inside and actually hit Struble right in the back. So Struble will be awarded a base on a hit by pitch, and it looks like Becker here early on is struggling.
And that's Kyson pitched 40.2 innings, and that's only his 6th hit batter. So something you do not see very often from this very veteran lineup, especially senior Kyson Becker.
So Struble will go to first as he is hit by pitch, and that'll bring up Rhett Briggs. Briggs the catcher as Becker goes outside and starts out 1-0. Just underway here, grossly behind schedule here at the Dean. This game was scheduled to take a 3:30 first pitch. We got underway here at about 4:42, so more than an hour off schedule. Here's a Rose Hill poke out into left center field. This one's going to roll all the way to the wall at 358 feet, and Rose Hill is going to draw first blood as they come in and they score all the way around the bags. And the hit by pitch batter, Blake Struble, who led off, goes all the way home to score the first run. He was knocked in on an RBI by Rhett Briggs.
Yeah, and that's Struble's 25th run scored this year, leading this team by far. Struble coming in, that leadoff spot's so key to get on, and you got to get on however you can. And a simple mistake by Abilene and a hit by pitch leads to a very, very aggressive second batter.
As you said, Becker is the ace of this staff. He is 6-0 on the season, a 2.75 ERA, 48 strikeouts. But this is a deep Abilene pitching staff. If Becker is rattled here early on, they can either let him settle in or they can go and put some other guys in like Timbrook, Keener, Bartley. I mean, you name it. There's some guys here. There's not a shortage of arms for the Abilene Cowboys.
And saw Kyson in that first game of regionals at home as Abilene hosted it as the second pitch is fouled off. Kind of struggled early just like this. Didn't really give up runs, but had runners on base early in that first inning, second inning, and then kind of settled down. You can't afford that to give this up here in the state tournament.
Becker ahead of Scotty Carr here. 0-2 is the count. Carr was going to reach on this one, and he is going to strike out swinging. So Carr, the first out for the Rose Hill Rockets as he goes down swinging here. Scotty Carr, 4A All-State second team a year ago, and he took a half-hearted swing at that one, and it'll bring up Cooper Nace.
Cooper Nace, 393 on the year. 33 hits, 6 doubles, and a triple as well.
Cleanup hitter up to bat with a runner on second. Nace will reach on this one, poke it over to the third base. Here comes the Abilene Cowboys third baseman charging in. It's Heath Hookman, and he'll fire that over to first to Jake Bartley for the second out of the inning. It did advance the runner as Briggs will go to third.
Good play right there by Heath Hookman coming in, charging that one, kind of checked the runner a bit. Had plenty of time to get it over there to Bartley at first base. If you're Abilene now, you settle down. You got 2 outs, runner on third. Get this third out.
Colton Roberts, the scheduled pitcher for the Rockets, up to bat. Roberts comes up, batting .333 on the season, 26 hits. And he pokes this one back to Becker at the pitcher. Kyson will handle this one. Becker will sprint all the way to first, and he will get the third out. So what looked like to be a disastrous beginning of the inning ends up with just 1 run for the Rockets. They will take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the first. It's Abilene's turn. When we come back, you're listening to Abilene Cowboy Baseball from the state tournament on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Now through May 31st, get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get up to $90 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Dawn's Tire and Supply, your local Firestone dealer serving Abilene and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Visit Dawn's Tire in South Abilene or dawnstire.net. Subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. See Dawn's Tire and Supply at FirestoneRewards.com for details.
Storm damage never happens at a good time. If your home or business has sustained damage, call Roger at Everett Larson Roofing. Everett Larson Roofing is a family-owned business that has been repairing and replacing roofs and seamless guttering in Dickinson and Geary County for over 30 years. Call today for a complimentary estimate and get the repair process started. We know there are a lot of people wanting your business. Trust Everett Larson Roofing in the Abilene and Junction City area. Our number is on Facebook and Google. Call Everett Larson Roofing today.
A click here or maybe a squeal there. Your vehicle is talking to you and has a way of saying, hey, something is wrong. Listen to your ride and take it to M&M Tire in Abilene. M&M Tire and Auto offers a huge selection of tires for all types of cars and trucks. They also offer everything from computer diagnostics to custom exhaust to complete engine and transmission replacement. Routine scheduled service or major repairs. Trust the experts at M&M Tire and Auto on Buckeye in Abilene. For over 25 years, tires aren't all they do.
Abilene Cowboy Baseball brought to you by Hirsch Real Estate with 2 locations and 7 agents serving all of Northeast and North Central Kansas. Hirsch Real Estate is always rooting for AHS. Just one of the fine sponsors helping us bring you Abilene Cowboy Baseball here, video and audio on the Salina Post Sports Network. If you like what Salina Post Sports Network has done this year, and we are growing and we need your help, just hit that subscribe button there on YouTube and give us a like on this video feed here today. That'll allow us to do more things like this in the upcoming school years as we start making plans already for the fall. I can see it now, Russ. The leaves are turning and we're in a football field somewhere. But right now we're taking care of the beginning of summer, the official weekend and start of summer here with Memorial Day weekend and the Abilene Cowboys at State Baseball. Abilene will come up now. Their turn at bat. See if they can equal things out. Tommy Keener, the center fielder, is your leadoff man for the Cowboys.
Yeah, comes in batting .329. Colton Roberts taking the bump for the Rose Hill Rockets. Comes in 8 starts, 41.2 innings pitched, a 3-3 record.
Here's the pitch. Little outside there by Roberts. Keener watches it go by, and he starts out up in the count 1-0. Keener, center fielder for this Cowboy team, on the left-hand side of the plate. Watches another pitch go by. That one's going to fall in for a ball as well, and Keener has advantage 2-0. 385 to center field. To the poles on left and right, you're looking at 328 down the right field line and 338 down the left field line. And a hit batsman as Keener wears one here for the Cowboys, and he will trot down to first.
Yeah, whatever way you can, you got to get on base. Usually it's this young man, senior Drew Hansen, coming up, who I'm sure we'll touch on a few times. Hit in every part of the multiple times.
Pitch. Hansen, the second baseman for the Abilene Cowboys, he has been hit 15 times this season. He, right now, holds the school record at Abilene. He's been hit 31 times in his career. As Drew Hansen steps in on the right-hand side, he is a senior.
I like school records, but I think I'll let that one slide to somebody else.
You know, Andrew has a school record. That's all you got to say to him. Drew steps in now with a runner on first, watches one go by high on the outside corner, and it is a ball. So Colton Roberts here having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone early on.
That is now Colton Roberts has hit 9 batters this year after he hit leadoff batter Tommy Keener.
You can almost see the combination coming up between him and Drew Hansen now. I mean, it's almost predictable, right?
Yes. Now the count goes 2-0 right there. And Roberts looking a little maybe tight out there on the pitcher's mound, not really looking relaxed and loose.
We saw that at Becker as well. The pressure is real.
Yeah.
And you look back at that Lewisburg-Paola game that we just went through a little bit earlier, there were more errors than runs. And it wasn't even close. It was like 8 or 9 errors and only 3 runs scored.
Yeah, there was more errors until the 7th inning than there was hits in the game.
Hansen has a 3-0 count. He's going to show a token bunt as he pulls the bat back, watches ball 4 go by, and the Cowboys right now have 2 runners on. It's their leadoff runners, number 1 and number 2. And in the 3 hole, here comes the ever-dangerous Zach Miller.
Yeah, coming into this game, hitting .488 on the year, 40 hits, 10 doubles, 5 triples, 32 RBIs for senior Zach Miller.
Miller, one of those guys, if he gets the bat on it, he will make things happen. He's also such a fun catcher to watch for this Abilene team. And he has what you would call moxie. One of the engines that keeps this Abilene team going.
Yeah, only 4 strikeouts all year for Zach Miller.
2 runners on, nobody out here. Bottom of the first, Rose Hill throws one in. That one must have clipped the outside corner of the plate as Miller watched it go by for strike 1.
Good job right there by the catcher framing that one right there on the outside corner on that close pitch.
Second pitch comes in. That catches the inside now as Roberts starts working the plate back and forth. I would probably venture a guess that he is settling in now.
Yeah, that was a very nice curveball right there, up and came right down right in the middle of the zone, 0-2.
Zach Miller behind in the count here. He has to do something, makes contact, back to the pitcher. Pitcher knocks it down. This is going to be close at first. It will advance the runners. Miller takes a diving stab into first, and he is going to be out, but he did advance the runners as Keener goes to third and Hansen goes to second.
Good at bat right there by Zach, coming back down from that 0-2 count. Good pitch to take a shot at if it's close on 0-2. Move the runners there, and now you got sophomore Heath Hookman, one of 3 Abilene batters hitting over 400 on the year.
Heath and Lane, twins on this team.
You would never guess.
You would never guess. The identical part is not there. I just said twins. Roberts will come to Hookman now, who is the cleanup hitter, and he stumbles off the mound and did not throw a pitch. So that will advance the runners. Keener comes home. Hansen trots to third, and we are tied at 1.
You don't want to say you hate to see it, but if you're Abilene and an Abilene faithful right there, you got to get a run back somehow. You hit by pitch, you give up a long hit.
Both teams now in this first inning started out with a hit batsman. Both teams have scored that hit batsman now. That evens things up at 1-1, and you almost feel like maybe there's a reset here, but the Abilene Cowboys have a runner on third with just 1 out. Hookman's going to see an inside pitch here. Skips off the catcher's glove. Briggs will run it down to his left-hand side as the runner stays at third. Hansen sitting at third with 1 out here as he watches Heath Hookman go to work. Ooh, that one inside and low possibly. And a ball to Hookman. The Rose Hill faithful start to grow a little uncomfortable as they've seen Hookman now work it to 2-0.
Tommy Keener scoring his 37th run of the year on that last hit. Second leading run scorer for this Abilene Cowboys team.
Roberts paints the corner here. He gets back into the count now, 2-1. Runner on third, 1 out. Hansen comes dancing off third. Third baseman not holding him. Now Hookman takes a mean slice, and it goes over the Rose Hill dugout down the first base line and out of play.
And Heath Hookman coming into this game has 3 home runs on the year as a sophomore. Very, very athletic young man.
Hookman a sophomore. See a 2-2 pitch here. Roberts comes to the plate, back to the pitcher again. Roberts will check the runner at third and then come back to first and get the out. Abilene still has Hansen on third now, 2 outs. And to the plate for the Cowboys comes Stockton Timbrook. Timbrook might be the best all-around athlete on this team. He's a good pitcher, he's a good batter, he's a good fielder. That's .347 as he comes in as a senior, and he has a chance to maybe score Drew Hansen coming off third.
Yeah, and you'd like to see Stockton. Typically watching him as a pull hitter, and with the wind kind of blowing out towards left field, possibility here.
About 85 degrees here for this game. The sun is dancing in and out of the cloud cover. The breeze, though, makes it very, very bearable, and most of the crowd here at the Dean Evans Stadium has a canopy over the top of them, so they're not sitting in the sun. Here's a line drive out to center field, and Timbrook does his job as he brings Drew Hansen home. Cowboys take a 2-1 lead. Timbrook with a single.
Drew Hansen coming around to score his 32nd run of the year. 5 Abilene players have scored over 30 runs this year for this very high potent offense. As now we got pitcher versus pitcher here as Kyson Becker steps up to the plate.
2-1 Cowboys. Becker with 2 outs comes to the plate. Watches one go by on the outside corner, and again another strike. Boy, that strike zone to the outside is going to take an adjustment maybe for these hitters, seeing those things really get on the outside part of that plate. Here's one coming back towards the middle. Becker watches that one go, and it's an 0-2 count.
Kyson hitting .368, 9 strikeouts on the year, 11 walks, 17 runs scored, 24 RBIs, so very depth top to bottom is this Abilene Cowboy offense.
Becker nearly got the barrel of the bat on this one and pulled it fair, but it's going to be stabbed in foul territory by the first baseman. Nice job over there by Nace. But it was foul. Timbrook will come trotting back to first, where first base coach Billy Hansen resides. Becker watches this one way outside and gets punched out. Wow, that outside strike zone is something that's going to have to be talked about by this Abilene Cowboy team as Colton Roberts does his job getting out of the inning. But the Cowboys get their run back plus one more. To the top of the second we go. It's Abilene 2, Rose Hill 1, 4A State Baseball. And it's the Home Automotive Road to a Championship.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the Home Automotive Road to a Championship.
Memorial Health System Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine provides friendly, caring, and quality services, and they are proud to provide aquatics therapy right here in Abilene. Find out how aquatics therapy can benefit you, located at Memorial Hospital. Memorial Health System Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine. At Impact Sports and Fitness, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, an athlete, or anywhere in between, you'll feel right at home. They offer a wide variety of equipment, certified trainers, and massage therapists. Impact Sports and Fitness, your full-service fitness center in downtown Abilene.
You can't always predict disaster in your home, but you can certainly look for signs. When it comes to your septic system and the way your toilets flush, here are some tips from Salina Septic Service. Sewer backups often have warning signs, including gurgling, strange noises, or unusual odors. Salina Septic Service guarantees a complete service and a no-questions-asked warranty on all repairs with the Can't Write a Check guarantee. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Cameron Mock up to bat here for the Rose Hill Rockets. He will lead off Rose Hill's portion of the second. 2-1 Abilene Cowboys. Mock, the right fielder, watches the first pitch go by, and it's a strike. Becker picking up the pace here, comes right back, and he throws the ball to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Kyson likes to work fast as soon as he gets in a rhythm, so hopefully we'll see here if he can settle down a little bit.
Got him swinging on that one. Mock goes down in the count at 1-2.
Mock 19 strikeouts on the year to just 12 RBIs and 15 hits.
Here's a ground out to third. Heath Hookman will put that one away as he fires across the diamond to Jake Bartley, and it's 1 up, 1 down for the Rockets. The scouting report on the Rockets, and this is coming from Abilene, to be fair, is 1 through 7, 1 through 6 is really, really good at the plate. 7, 8, 9 is where they have a drastic drop-off. That's something to watch here through as Becker goes through the lower portion of this lineup.
Yeah, and it looks like up to bat now, Jarrett Jones, who's as the first pitch is a ball out low and outside, only hitting .225, only 9 hits on the year and 9 strikeouts.
Jones, the second baseman for Rose Hill. He is a senior. Takes another pitch here, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0.
And I think knowing that, Devin, you have to be aggressive on the mound at these 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Pitch on the outside. Becker testing that umpire again. He's asking now, what's the difference between when we were up to bat and that pitch? You can see him kind of testing that water. He went down on a strikeout looking at a ball on the outside, and then a couple of teammates had problems with that pitch as well, but he's not getting that call. 3-1 now the count. Becker comes to the plate. This one's going to be tipped back to Kyson Becker. He'll come in, field it, and fired it over first. 2 outs on the first 2 batters here in the second inning for this Cowboy defense as Bartley puts that one away. A score update for you. The Salina Central Mustangs continue their just incredible run. 7-2 over Bishop Carroll. The Mustangs went into the regional as the 16 seed. Now they are going to be in the top 4 in the state in Class 5A. As they won today over Bishop Carroll, 7-2. They will play Spring Hill tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. That's an update from the Salina Surgical Hospital scoreboard.
Yeah, just a magical run that Salina Central's on right now.
Here's the pitch that's fouled off by Connor McPhillamy. 2 outs, nobody on here for Rose Hill. Becker inside, right across the wrist. But McPhillamy watches it go by. 1-2.
The whole infield thought that was strike 3. And
ooh, they started going to the dugout, didn't they?
Yeah.
Becker back to the plate here, ahead 1-2, and his body language tells a story of he thought that was a strike. Count even now, 2-2. Becker working quickly here. A foul ball over towards the Abilene dugout.
Low pitch count so far for Kyson. Under 30 pitches, he can get out of this inning. First 2 innings with under 30 pitches.
2-2 pitch with 2 outs. McPhillamy grounds it to third, and it's going to be a foul ball. Foul ball over there at third. And now the coach for Rose Hill coming off his third base box and wants to argue about it. Half of the Cowboys are working their way towards the dugout, as not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I don't.
Miller, the catcher, and McPhillamy, the batter, still standing at home plate. And the coaches, or the umpires, are having a conference down the third base line. We'll keep it right here. Even if we break between innings, we will keep it right here and see what develops here in this. That would have been the third out, but it looked like the umpire called that a foul ball. He put both hands up in the air, and now they're looking towards the Abilene dugout. McPhillamy is still standing right off the batter's box. He has not left home plate, but now he may have to as the coach is coming towards the dugout, and he tells Connor McPhillamy to get back over towards the dugout. But
Devin, that looked like a fair ball. It looked like it went right over the top, and it was inside the line.
And what really happened there, it looked like, was the umpire called it foul. Abilene played it as if it was fair, still threw the runner out at first, but the runner stopped because he got the foul signal. Am I accurate in that?
Yeah, no, it looked like it. The home plate umpire, looked like he pointed fair. Third base umpire had both hands up like it was foul. Heath Hookman went ahead and played it out.
Yep.
I don't know. The runner didn't take off. I don't know if he would have got him. It would have been a very tough play for Heath Hookman as he kind of fumbled it over there on about the coach's box over there on the third base side. But a good job to play that out.
Gives us a chance to tell you that Abilene baseball here at the state tournament, brought to you by M&M Tire and Auto in Abilene, Everett Larson Roofing, Steve Z's Abilene Car Sales, all the properties of Memorial Health System, Amanda West State Farm Agency, and Abilene Termite and Pest Control. Travis Bartley, the head coach for Abilene, out there having a conversation. This is when I wish we had Coach Bartley mic'd up here. Coach Bartley is one of those guys that went to high school in Abilene, was a good baseball player, went to Fort Scott Community College as a pitcher, ended up at Emporia State and was on a couple of really good Hornet squads at Emporia, but found his way back to Abilene and took the program over here for the Abilene Cowboys. As I said, their first trip to state in 2022, and they have been here now 3 years in a row since then.
The assistant coaches are trying to get Bartley's attention.
Well, they put the runner on first. McPhillamy goes to first, and that will bring up Zach Fair, the DH. I'm not sure what that is about, but you're right. The Abilene bench is heated. Here's the first pitch to Fair from Becker, and it's a strike.
Yeah, we saw this kind of in the last game with Paola and Lewisburg where things got a little out of control a little bit as that ball's outside. And umpires getting in coaches getting in umpires, coaches getting at each other.
Coaches and coaches, yeah. 1-1 now after Becker throws a ball, evens the count, 2 outs, a runner on first. Becker comes back to the plate again, testing that outside. And he's looking at his catcher as him and Zach Miller are having conversations.
I think if you're Abilene right now, you got to calm down. You can't change what happened. You got to come back. Kyson was having a good inning. You got to come back and throw strikes.
Here's a ground ball back to the second baseman. That's going to go to short, and it's going to make the force at second. Interesting to see how that plays out. We will check it when we come back. 2-1, Abilene. As we go to the bottom of the second, Abilene comes up to bat when we come back here on Salina Post.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Home Hometown Disposal is hiring Class B CDL drivers with air brake endorsements. Rear load driver needed immediately. You would work Tuesday through Friday, approximately 30 to 35 hours, potentially lead into driving positions such as front load trash or roll off. Hometown Disposal is locally owned, offering residential, commercial, and trash service. Hometown Disposal offers seasonal job opportunities as well. Hometown Disposal hauls front load, roll off, and rear load disposal events for large cleanup jobs. Please apply in person at 720 North Broadway or check out Salina Post to send your resume.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
Welcome back to Dean Evans. We do not know how that was scored as a hit, but we don't know why. A lot of conversations with the Abilene coaches and the umpires, and anyway, Abilene got out of it without much damage or any damage at all on the scoreboard. Chance to remind you, Jordan and Hannah Negley at Kansas Best Realty extend their best wishes to the Abilene Cowboy baseball team for a successful state tournament run. Congrats on another great season, and go Pokes. Chance for also us to remind you that they put on a lot of great effort for Abilene Oktoberfest. It's coming up in downtown Abilene. Put it on your planner right now. It's an event you don't want to miss. Abilene Oktoberfest coming up Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. 2-1 Abilene as we go to the bottom of the second. Still trying to sort out what happened there in Rose Hill's portion of the second. But Abilene does lead it by 1 run. At the plate comes Jake Bartley. The freshman first baseman fights off the first pitch as Colton Roberts moves ahead in the count, 0-1.
And talking to the coaching staff last week during regionals, Jake got off to a really hot start early in the year, was just tattooing the ball all over the field. Then kind of got in a little slump. You want to see, young man, freshman, the only freshman in this lineup, obviously being the coach's son, he obviously is strong-willed, but has to get mentally strong.
Bartley with a jack out to left field, and it's dropped. Rose Hill got there, but it went off the glove of the Rocket in left field. Carr could not hold it as the effort was there, but he just could not put that thing away. And Jake Bartley will lead off with a long single.
Yeah, and Scotty Carr right there he kind of got a little late jump on that, and the wind kept pushing that ball closer towards foul territory out in left field as you see the flag out there just whipping out there. So maybe the wind had a little bit of a factor, but a very hard hit ball by freshman Jake Bartley.
South-southeast wind blowing at 20 miles an hour. Here's a pitch that goes by. Bartley off of first base. The catcher will fire down to the bag, and Bartley back safely as we now get our first look at Levi Evans. Evans, a sophomore.
Hitting .310 on the year, 13 hits.
Looks like they're going to exchange baseballs here as Colton Roberts comes in off the bump, and he wants a new baseball. Evans, also one of the coach's kids here. And I said this Abilene team had a lot of seniors, but boy, you peel back the layers a little bit. You look at the underclass. There's some guys here on this team in the underclass. Here's a bunt by Evans, and they go to second base, and they're going to get Bartley, the leadoff runner here, thrown out at second. That is a very headsy play by Briggs, the catcher for Rose Hill, as he's able to come in, and Rhett Briggs kind of had to get around the batter that time and the umpire and just negotiate that traffic. But what a throw over to second base.
Yeah, and a great job by the second baseman that was kind of thrown down low, and he kind of had to go down on all fours like a catcher and corral it. And it was right there at the base and put the tag on Bartley. So that'll bring up Tyler Holloway.
Holloway, the DH. Evans reaches on a fielder's choice. He's on first with 1 out. Holloway sitting here in the 9-hole. Holloway, a big guy, stepping in there on the right-hand side, ahead in the count, 1-0.
Coming in batting .375 on the year, 18 hits.
He's going to put this one back towards the middle. It'll be a lead runner situation here and a possible double play, and Rose Hill gets it. 3 up, 3 down for the Rose Hill defense as they send the Cowboys back to the dugout, and we go to the top of the third. 2-1 Abilene. Here from 4A State Baseball, it's the home automotive road to a championship on Salina Post.
Springtime is here and we're on the go. Visit Commercial Tire Center and get ready to roll. We're driving more and more and getting ready for springtime activities. From the smallest lawnmower tires to passenger tires, farm tires, and the largest truck tires. Call Commercial Tire for repairs that aren't tire related. Our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Summer is just around the corner, which means our calendars are filling up quickly with activities, vacations, and time spent with family and friends. Don't forget to make time and schedule you or your child's annual checkup. Dr. Emma Kester is a family physician at Mowry Clinic in Salina. She welcomes patients of all ages, including newborns. Dr. Kester offers well-child checks, sports physicals, and everything in between. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Kester or visit MowryClinic.com to learn why you matter more at Mowry.
You're watching the Home Automotive Road to a Championship on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Back here at Dean Evans Stadium, Devin Haney, Russ Kossel. As we get ready for the top of the third inning, it's 2-1 Abilene Cowboys. And the top of the order coming up here for the Rose Hill Rockets, Blake Struble steps in. Second time now he's seen Kyson Becker as Becker has thrown his 31st pitch, and it is a strike. 0-1 the count. Struble gets a hold of this one, but he lines it right out the left fielder. There is Evans for the Cowboys. As Evans brings it in, the sophomore Levi Evans able to put that one away in 2 pitches. The leadoff hitter for Rose Hill is back in the dugout.
And a good job right there by Levi Evans. He kind of took a step and then waited a second to see where that ball exactly was going to go. Made a couple more steps in, one hard sprint, little layout. Nice catch by Levi Evans.
That'll bring up Rhett Briggs, the catcher. Briggs, his first time up, hit a double, was stranded on third. Briggs' first pitch is a strike. Becker comes off the bump for this one. He reaches out, that 6'4" frame, scoops it up and plays it over to first to Bartley. And 2 quick outs here for the Rockets.
Yeah, much better job. Kyson, second time through the order, hit Struble his first time, and Briggs with that long RBI hit out to the left center wall at 358, bouncing off of there. So a good job as Kyson's going really fast now.
Scotty Carr steps in here for the Rockets. The left fielder struck out his first time up, standing on the left side of the plate. Base is empty, 2 outs. Takes a whiff at this one as Becker goes at him with the off-speed pitch. 1-1. Becker paints the outside corner. This time it's the opposite side of the plate as the left-handed hitting Carr is up there. Kyson Becker moves ahead 1-2. Here's the third pitch, and he gets him. The third strike is in there. It was the 4th pitch of the at-bat, and quick work by the Cowboy defense and Kyson Becker. They put away the Rockets in the top of the third, and Abilene will have a chance to score more runs. When we come back, Cowboys lead it 2-1 here on Salina Post.
If you're considering a career in healthcare, the nursing program at Kansas Wesleyan University can open doors for your future. You'll learn from experienced faculty, and there are great clinical opportunities right here in Salina. Tremendous scholarships are available, and KWU graduates posted 100% NCLEX pass rate last year. Want to know more? Visit kwu.edu/nursing today. Again, that's kwu.edu/nursing.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach right off Crawford and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the Home Automotive Road to a Championship.
Home Automotive's Road to a Championship. Abilene Cowboy Baseball taking on the Rockets of Rose Hill. 2-1 Cowboys. And just like Rose Hill, they will start their portion of the third inning with their leadoff batter, Tommy Keener, the center fielder, up to bat. First time up there, Keener was able to score a run on a balk as he was hit by a pitch. That's how he got on. He was advanced around by Drew Hansen and then advanced again by Zach Miller's ground out and then scored, waved home from third on a balk. First pitch here is a strike falling into Keener.
Yeah, so we go in top of the third here. Still only 4 combined hits in this game and 3 runs.
Keener with an 0-1, right at the kneecaps inside. It's a ball, 1-1. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier for janitorial products for business and home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you'll see Sage products everywhere you go. You can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Keener, for the second time in this game, hit by a pitch as he will take first base, and all of a sudden Tommy Keener has filled the role of Andrew Hansen getting hit by pitches as he goes to first for the second time in this game. 2 at-bats, 2 HBPs, and they'll see if they can score him again. Same formula they used in the first as Drew Hansen comes up to the plate. Drew is solid as it gets when it comes to fundamentals and just being darn reliable. To be honest with you, bats .403. Doesn't really make a lot of mistakes in the field, and he is just a good fundamental ball player.
Not only that, just a great young man on and off the field.
Watches the first pitch go by. It's high and outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Keener on first. Nobody out for the Cowboys. Hansen watches the second pitch go by, and there it is again on the outside of that plate. And again, Drew kind of looks over to the dugout as if that look of, okay, they're calling that again, as we have just kind of a conundrum here on the outside of that plate with these right-handed hitters.
Yeah, and we saw it on the last batter for Rose Hill, that left-handed. Even the outside corners, it doesn't matter.
Hansen gets a piece of this one. It's going to be taken by the third baseman. They're going to get the leadoff runner, maybe try to double up here, and they do double up. Hansen barking at Keener as they come off the field together. He's not happy about the way Keener was running the bases there to second. What'd you see there, Russ?
Well, I don't know if they had a hit and run on there, but Keener got a late jump, and Drew did not get a good start out of the box right there. Kind of the first 4 or 5 steps, didn't really turn it on until the shortstop turned to go to second, and then he kind of turned the gas on right about the double line there. So just a tough and another second double play of this game for Rose Hill.
That'll bring up Zach Miller, the catcher, in that envious spot of being possibly the third out and having to put your gear on. But he's up there with nobody on the base pads now and 2 outs. Miller fires one down first. First base coach Billy Hansen watches that go by.
He didn't even flinch.
He did not.
On that one. Now at regionals, in the title game at regionals, he was doing the hokey pokey over there a few times.
He might still be sore from that. That was a week ago. 0-2 pitch comes in. Mishandled here by Briggs. Deflects flawlessly, though, because nobody is on, over to his right-hand side. Ball boy will get it. And Rose Hill will wonder why there's a soccer ball on the field. Maybe a volleyball, I don't know.
That goal was just high and outside on that goal over there.
There's a chance to go Harry Carey on that play. Talking about the guy in the sombrero. 1-2 pitch. Miller watches it fall in low and a strike. And he goes down looking as the Cowboys look like they had something brewing, but they go down on a double play and then a strikeout looking by Miller. The score remains 2-1. Top of the fourth we go. Rose Hill will be at the plate when we come back here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Opus Plasma Skin Resurfacing at Salina Medical Aesthetics is similar to traditional laser skin treatments. It uses thermal energy to produce anti-aging results as opposed to traditional laser energy. There's minimal downtime, and each session only takes about 45 minutes. Most patients see a noticeable difference with just one procedure. Treat moderate to deep wrinkles, fine lines, sagging skin, rough patches, poor skin tone, and sunspots. Opus is a fantastic treatment for anti-aging. For a free consultation, contact Salina Medical Aesthetics and learn more at salinamedaesthetics.org.
You're watching the Home Automotive Road to a Championship on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Abilene Cowboy Baseball brought to you by Salina Septic Service and our friends serving Salina, Abilene, and the surrounding area. Also Apex Shears, Commercial Tire Center, and the Bennington State Bank. All jumping on board to help bring you live video right here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Again, if you like what we're doing, subscribe. Even if you don't, subscribe anyway. We'll get better. Right?
Yeah, we cover everything.
2-1 our score. Abilene leading by a run. All three of those runs, by the way, scored in the first inning. Rose Hill started out. They went up 1-0. Then Abilene came back in the bottom of the first, scored 2, and that's where we're at, 2-1. Each team has 2 hits. That is also debatable with Rose Hill. We think only should be having 1. And now a hit to center field. Tommy Keener there to put it away. 1 pitch, 1 out for Kyson Becker as he throws his 37th pitch for an out. Kyson last inning, Russ, had a 6-pitch inning for 3 outs.
Yeah, Kyson very efficient so far. He got out of that first inning, after that hit batter and then that long double, and has kind of really settled down since the third batter.
Here's a grounder back to Becker. He goes diving, can't get it, but Andrew Hansen there to put it away from second base. 2 outs on 2 pitches as Becker all of a sudden has flipped the efficiency switch.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be more efficient than 2 pitches and 2 outs, but very, very well done and a sure-handed defense behind him, knowing if they put the ball in play on the ground to get a ground out that his defense will be there for him.
Cameron Mock now steps to the plate, right fielder for Rose Hills. We go into the lower portion of the lineup here. Mock grounded out in his first at bat. Starts out here up 1-0. Becker, though, quickly evens that one at 1-1. This Rose Hill team comes in as the 7 seed as another pitch that falls in there for a ball, and it's 2-1. But they lost 7 games by 4 runs or less.
Yeah, you look at the record 15-10, but I think that all goes out the window when you see who they beat in the regional final, which is the back-to-back state champion powerhouse of the McPherson Bullpups.
Becker's thrown 2 straight balls now, 3-1 the count, as he comes with the pitch, and he's going to walk it. He lost him there. As Cameron Mock will trot down to first after a walk. That brings up Jarrett Jones. He grounded out his first at bat. Second baseman. Jones will step in on the right-hand side. Becker. Off-speed pitch. Just telling by the body language of the Abilene infielders, they thought that was a strike.
They must be coming in high across the plate. That curveball might be hanging just a little bit.
Becker throws some heat on this one and gets the strike, 1-1.
A lot of movement. That's what you see the difference between Kyson Becker and Stockton Timbrook, who are a combined 12-0 on the year. Stockton throws very, very hard. Kyson has much more movement on his pitches. Talking with some of the coaching staff, the other day, visiting with them, they like the difference between the two. Kyson doesn't throw as hard, but he can really throw the off-speed and the curveball.
This one fouled off after Becker went over on a token throw to first base to Bartley to check the runner. This one fouled off now. Becker up 1-2. Visual velocity,
yes,
is what Becker has. 6'4", can really stretch out. This one coming inside, he's going to hit the batter with a 1-2 count. Now that'll put 2 Rockets on the base pads, first and second.
You got to settle down right here. If you're Kyson, you got 2 pitches and 2 outs.
Now we go back to where we entered the twilight zone in the second inning, and that's with Connor McPhillamy up to bat. McPhillamy was the batter with a ball that was hit down the third base line. The umpire called a foul. Abilene threw him out at first, but somehow they had a discussion after both teams went to the dugouts and awarded McPhillamy first base. I don't know how to score that. I can only tell the story and tell you that we were here.
And you can always go back and watch it after this game.
And we might. It might make
Post.
sense then, but me seeing it now live without replay didn't make sense.
I still don't think if we watch it in 2 hours it's going to make sense.
Becker's up as he jumps ahead, 0-2. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 on. McPhillamy Watches the offering from Becker. He's going to put this one up in the sky, and it's going to come over to first base. Bartley in foul territory will put it away, and Abilene ends the threat as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It is 2-1. Cowboys and the home automotive road to a championship continues here on Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
Hirsch Real Estate with 2 locations and 7 agents serving all of northeast and north central Kansas. Proud supporters of the Abilene Cowboys and everybody at Hirsch Real Estate, all 7 of those agents, they're always rooting for AHS. Go Cowboys. 2-1 Abilene, they are up by a run as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Colton Roberts still on the hill for the Rockets. He'll be facing Heath Hookman, the sophomore, to start this portion of the fourth for the Cowboys. First pitch, in for a ball.
Yeah, and let's see what the heart of the order at the 4-5-6 here for Abilene can do with probably their 3 biggest power hitters coming up.
Another pitch on the outside. Moves the count to 2-0. Hookman, Heath, the third baseman, grounded out his first time up. Hookman ahead in the count here against Roberts, 2-0. He'll watch another one on the outside, seemingly in the same spot as the pitch that just got called a ball. That one's called a strike, and it's 2-1. Cowboys are having trouble figuring out the outer portion of that strike zone.
Yeah, that seems to be where all the...
Here's a poke by Hookman. He goes to right center field. 2 outfielders chasing. Hookman's going to round first. He has his sights set on second. He slides in uncontested as Heath Hookman, the sophomore, leads things off for the Cowboys here in the bottom of the fourth inning. He is standing on second with Stockton Timbrook coming to the plate.
And Heath Hookman with his 5th double of the year. You called it. Now you got Stockton Timbrook coming up. 25 hits. Got 29 RBIs on the year. The 3rd leading RBI getter behind Zach Miller and Heath Hookman, tied at 32.
Timbrook, the shortstop for Abilene, a single his first time up, was stranded back in the first. His second look here at Colton Roberts. Roberts deals, and swinging is Timbrook. He starts out 0-1.
Yeah, good pitch to swing at there, but I think Stockton was looking for something there to kind of get out and just jump on, but now down 0-1 in the count.
Roberts comes back to the plate as he looks over at the runner at second. That's Hookman. This one comes outside 1-1. 39 teams in Class 4A. A couple of those teams, of course, did not qualify for the bracket. You had 16 teams in the East, 16 teams in the West out of 32. Now we are down to 6. 8 teams entered this tournament. 2 of them have already been eliminated, as Rock Creek won earlier today, and Paola also won earlier today.
You see Roberts, and he did that with Heath Hookman staying on the outside of the plate, and Heath came and went and got one on that outside part.
This one inside. Timbrook's going to pull his wrist back and get out of the way of that one. Takes the ball. Now he is ahead in the count, 3-1.
And you could see Roberts knew he made a mistake right there going inside. They want to stay away from these power hitters from Abilene and live on the outside of the plate.
Hitters count here. Timbrook's going to take a slice. It's going to chase a bird out of the canopy, and that ball way back, probably into the parking lot over here on the south edge.
Might be in the bed of my truck out there.
How would you tell the difference between that and the hail damage that we got earlier this week?
You don't. You don't.
So the count goes full. Runner on second. Nobody out here for the Cowboys. Timbrook pokes one to center field. It's a high pop to center. The center fielder chasing it, and it goes over his head and bounces out of the park. At 385, dead center field, Stockton Timbrook puts one over the center fielder's head, over Strubel's head. It bounced over the fence, and that will score a run and put Stockton Timbrook at second with a ground rule double.
Great at bat right there by Stockton Timbrook, and Roberts left that curveball hanging right over the middle of the plate. And in probably any other field that Abilene has played on this year other than Dean Evans, which is 385 at dead center, that thing is clearing the fence by 40 yards.
It's the 8th double of the season for Timbrook, who now is on second, and up to bat is Kyson Becker. See if he can help himself out here and keep these runners moving along with nobody out.
And now Timbrook is the third Abilene Cowboy this year, now over 30 RBIs on the year.
Strubel I don't feel like he ever got his bearings on that. He was looking up into the sun and just kind of backpedaling. Here's a shot now to the shortstop, and Poss is going to pick this one up and throw out the runner, Kyson Becker. So Becker will go back to the dugout. He will get ready now to regroup and come out to the mound. One out for the Cowboys. They still have a runner on second here with Timbrook standing, and it's going to bring up Jake Bartley, the Cowboy first baseman. He had a single, but then was thrown out on the leading edge of a double play in the second inning. Bartley watches the first one go by on the outer edge. It's ball one.
Yeah, and that first hit by Jake Bartley was a very hard hit ball. Like I said earlier in his first at bat, just a great fundamental hitter up at the plate.
1-0 the count, one out, one on for the Cowboys. Here's a big swing by Bartley. Almost took him to his knee. And that'll even the count at 1-1.
That almost took him to both knees as his front knee did go on the ground there. About swung himself out of his shoes.
This wind, as we said, it is south-southeast at 20 miles an hour. Here's a hit. It's going by the pitcher. The second baseman will have to handle it, and it'll be a ground out for Bartley, but he will advance Timbrook over to third. So Timbrook on the corner at third. Bartley grounds out, and that'll bring up Levi Evans. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. To finish that thought about the wind, this ballpark doesn't really have a direction. It kind of sits in here at an angle, and it's hard to get a barrier on the American flag out by the scoreboard. It appears sometimes it's blowing in, but then it will swirl and look like it's blowing out. It is definitely blowing from first base to third base. But you have a feeling if that wind wasn't there, maybe Timbrook's ball would have found the weeds without the bounce.
Yeah, it very well could have.
Here's another pitch put in there successfully by Colton Roberts. He jumps ahead in the count, 0-2. So Evans facing an 0-2 count. Timbrook on third, 2 outs for the Cowboys. They've gotten a run here in this inning and lead it 3-1. Roberts has one whiz back by him, but this one's going to be picked up by the shortstop over to first, and they're going to throw out Evans and end the inning. But the Cowboys get another run. They lead now 3-1 at the end of the fourth. Rose Hill has a chance to come back and get some runs. After this, it's the Salina Post Sports Network.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
The true value of what has been learned in the classroom is applying it every day. With summer activities around the corner, positive sportsmanship is a valuable lesson to remember. Good sports are winners any time of the year. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and your friends at the Salina Post Sports Network. Abilene got a run in the bottom of the fourth. They lead it now 3-1. Rose Hill takes over here on offense. A grounder to third. Heath Hookman will scoop that one up at the belly and then throw out Zach Fair at first.
Tough play right there. You know, Heath making those plays look routine, but that took a short hop right up into him, kind of gloved it right at about his belly button, was able to get that out, make a strong throw. Heath Hookman, a very strong young man with a strong arm at third base.
54 pitches thrown now by Kyson Becker as he draws a strike on the first pitch here to leadoff hitter Blake Struble. Struble was hit by a pitch, scored a run in the first, and then flied out at a second time at the plate.
You see now the umpire kind of holding his hand up, waving him now all of a sudden not to start, and as soon as he points at Kyson, he's going in a windup.
As soon as the barrel of the bat goes up, Becker is ready to go. Here's a pop-up over to first. Bartley over there with the sun in his eyes, and he will put this one away for the second out. Becker flipped the switch in the third inning of just working efficiently and getting outs with very few pitches.
Yeah, till he got 2 outs, and then it was a hit by pitch and then a 3 or 4 pitch at bat. But a great job right now getting 2 quick outs very fast.
That'll bring up Brett Briggs, the catcher. A double, his first at bat. Tries to get one between the third baseman and the line, but he cannot because Hookman is there, and they say the first baseman, Jake Bartley, pulled his foot off the bag. Holy cow.
No, so sorry to interrupt here, Devin, as Coach Bartley's going to come out, but he made sure he caught it, slid his foot back to the bag.
And then fell down.
So a great play. Go back to the start of that play, though, Devin. Great play by Heath Hookman over there at third base, going away from him into foul territory and then set his feet and then went. Is now you wonder what's going to happen here as the first base umpire comes to talk to home plate. But the start of that play, give all credit to Heath Hookman, first of all, for fielding that, and then Bartley as well for making sure his foot was on the bag.
Bartley and Hanson over here, and they're talking about it. And then they start to run to the dugout. And now Hanson's going to come in. He's going to slap Kyson Becker in the chest and say, "We're all right, bud. We got 2 outs here."
Watch how fast Kyson Becker works here now, as he's going to be amped up a little bit, I'm sure.
That scored as an error on Abilene. Boy. This ball fouled off. It's an 0-1 count. Now to Scotty Carr, the left-handed batter.
Just 2 unfortunate breaks now for Abilene. You got to settle down and go with it. Is going to get an inside call strike right there.
Inside low. Carr looked at it and it was called a strike. Scotty Carr has not had a good day at the plate so far today. He struck out twice. This time Becker goes to the opposite side of the plate, tries to scrape the corner, but he cannot. And the count goes to 1-2.
And Becker's placement of his pitches have been very, very well since after that first inning, as he gets a strikeout right there.
And Becker will strike him out again. He puts Scotty Carr down for the third time, this time swinging, as Kyson Becker gets the Cowboys out of the inning. We will go to the bottom of the 5th. Abilene 3, Rose Hill 1. Back with more Cowboy baseball here at State. It's brought to you by Don's Tire and Supply.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Gabe with Sage Products in Salina, offering industrial strength products that get the job done right. We are featuring hospital-grade disinfectant sprays, wipes, and hand sanitizers to keep you safe this time of year. We carry toilet paper with a large assortment of hand towels. Check out our private line of colorful products like Mom's Streak-Free Glass Cleaner or our friendly Amazing Green Bowl Cleaner. Go online to sageselects.com, visit our 9th Street location in Salina, or call 309-1919.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
Abilene Cowboy Baseball from the state tournament in Salina is brought to you by Smart Insurance with 3 locations, Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. You don't need a full-blown disaster to appreciate your insurance agency. Something like what rolled through here on Sunday. A little bit of hail, a little bit of wind, you have some damage. That's when you realize the importance of people like Smart Insurance. 3 locations, give them a call and get a free quote today. Smart Insurance at Abilene, Salina, and Harrington. Leading off for the Cowboys here in the bottom of the 5th with a 3-1 lead is designated hitter Tyler Holloway. Holloway, his second appearance at the plate, grounded out in his first shot at it. He is going to send one down the third baseline here and be thrown out. So the couple of ground out for Holloway back to the top of the order now as Tommy Keener comes up. Keener's had an adventurous day at the plate. The left-handed hitter for the Cowboys has been hit both times. He did score a run in the first inning. That was Abilene's first run of the afternoon.
Yeah, and you're going to look at Tommy's stat line now. It's 0 for 0 now with 2 hit by pitches. So I'd like to see Tommy get a chance to get the barrel on the ball here.
Colton Roberts still dealing for the Rockets. Comes to the plate, and he gets that outside corner once again. Roberts has been really good at the outside edges of the plate. This time he deals it to the left-handed Keener. Jumps ahead in the count, 0-1. Here's Keener making contact. This a looper, might be trouble, but a diving catch and a beautiful play by Pass at short. Holy cow, he was coming on along with Philomene a third, and Pass made the play. The freshman Andrew Pass laying out for that ball as he is able to put it away.
Yeah, that looked like there was almost a collision right there as it kind of fell in that small gap between shortstop and third base and looked very eerie, but Pass making a phenomenal diving catch.
That'll bring up Drew Hansen as he fouls one off down the first baseline. That's the first pitch for Hansen. So far, Drew walked, he scored a run in the first, and he grounded into a double play his last time up. He's at the plate here with the pond empty, 2 outs for the Cowboys. Abilene leads it 3-1. Hansen looks at another one. That one's a ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Now Roberts looking in, wondering why that was not a strike. It's been there all day.
That one maybe was on the chalk of the left-handed batter's box, so that one just a bit outside.
This one a little inside now on Hansen, and that'll put him behind in the count, 1-2. Drew with 11 strikeouts this year at the plate. Batting .403, third on the team in batting average. This one on the outside, the catcher, Briggs, will block it. Looks like maybe Drew Hansen got something in his eye. The wind is blowing here, and this artificial surface from wall to wall, there's no grass of the natural sort in this field. Sometimes those pellets can fly up and get you. 2-2 count. Hansen watches this one at the knees on the inside for a ball, and we go full.
Good take right there by Drew Hansen. This is a tough pitch, looked like it coming right at. Obviously went low below the knees, so full count here, 2 outs.
Here's the pitch with the count full. Hansen will fight it off and stay alive here as he fouls one to third base. Billy Hansen, Drew's dad at first base. Head coach Travis Bartley at third base. Travis Evans is your bench coach. Got a little crew of coaches here. They all have sons on the team. That's got to be a lot of fun. Another 3-2 pitch. Hansen reaches out, sends this one down the first base line. It's going to be picked up by Nace, and he'll put it away himself. So a quick inning there for Colton Roberts and the Rose Hill defense as the Rockets now look to the top of the 6th. Cowboys lead it 3-1 here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarsales.com, and spring into fun.
The Cowboys work hard on the field, and you need an insurance agent that works just as hard for you. With 24-hour service and the ability to answer all your questions, your local State Farm agent in Abilene is Amanda West Agency, supporting the student athletes of Dickinson County.
Now through May 31st, get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Get up to $90 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Dawn's Tire and Supply, your local Firestone dealer serving Abilene and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Visit Dawn's Tire in South Abilene or dawnstire.net. Subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. See Dawn's Tire and Supply at FirestoneRewards.com for details.
You're watching the Home Automotive Road to a Championship on the Salina Post Sports Network.
Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene. They have been serving Abilene and the surrounding area for, well, as long as we can remember. Don's Tire and Supply, a family-owned business, and they got the best workers in the business. Don's Tire and Supply in Abilene. Proud supporter of Abilene Cowboy baseball here at the state tournament. Cowboys up 3-1. And the first pitch of this inning from Kyson Becker is a towering shot that's going to go out to center field and then put away by Tommy Keener. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Kyson Becker, Russ, continues to operate in efficiency mode.
Yeah, that's probably the 3rd inning, I would say, now in a row. Got to be 3rd inning in a row where it's 1 pitch, 1 out. You know, 1 inning he had 2 pitches, 2 outs, so very effective now late in this game.
Put this in perspective for you. Kyson threw 15 pitches in the first inning. Right now he's at 64 pitches, and he is an out in to the 6th inning.
Yeah, very, very efficient, and he's working fast off the mound. The umpire, like I said, now has to hold him up and wait as Kyson, as soon as he gets the ball back, is right back on the bump.
Colton Roberts, the opposing pitcher, up at the plate. He has 2 ground outs. Last time he grounded out to second base. 3-1 Cowboys. Top of the 6th. Becker comes with an off-speed pitch and a ball. 2-1.
That one might have covered too much of the plate.
You can almost hear the reaction of the fans when those pitches are coming in. Here's a pitch way outside. Miller's going to watch it go by with nobody on as the count goes 3-1. And the reason I say that, there's a nice crowd here from Rose Hill. Don't get me wrong. Rose Hill about 100 miles away from Dean Evans Stadium. Abilene, though, about 25 miles. And it's not a sellout, but you got to be careful where you sit. I mean, it is a packed house here at Dean Evans for this game.
Yeah, and it's split pretty much right down the middle from where we're at. Rose Hill on your right on the first base side, and Abilene stretching all the way down the third baseline behind the fence.
To Solomon. 3-2. Becker lost him. Roberts barking over to his dugout as he trots down first base. So he's trying to get some assistance here for the work that he's done on the mound. He's only given up 4 hits and 3 runs, but Rose Hill offense to this point has not been along for the ride. Roberts takes a walk. He'll go down the first. That'll bring up Cameron Mock. Mock grounded out his first time up. Second time up, he walked and was stranded at second. Of course, expecting a little bit of weather, and Memorial Day week and weekend would not be any different. There is a chance for rain later today in Salina, and even with the late start, I think we'll get this game in without any raindrops. The later game, I don't know. And then, of course, later on tonight, everybody needs to be weather aware, as there could be some severe weather coming up from the south and even the north. Here's a ball on the first pitch that is flied out to the Abilene dugout. And that ball is going to be thrown back to Becker by Travis Evans. That'll put Becker ahead in the count here, 0-1.
Look like we should be potentially probably 70% certain he'll get that next game in.
Here's a rope out to left field, but there is the reliable Evans once again. Holy cow, he's having a day out there in left field. Sophomore Levi Evans. You can call it a good scouting report. You can just call it being in the right place at the right time. He hasn't had do a lot of movement for these that he's putting away, but, man, he is just in the right spot.
Yeah, one step back, found the ball, and just right to him. So great job by Levi Evans over there.
They're going to test Evans again. This is Jones. He's going to pop it in foul territory, and there's Evans putting it away. And Abilene out of the inning. They put one on via a walk, but after that, Kyson Becker and company clamps the defense down. They will go to the bottom of the sixth with a 2-run lead. It's 3-1 Abilene here on Salina Post.
Storm damage never happens at a good time. If your home or business has sustained damage, call Roger at Everett Larson Roofing. Everett Larson Roofing is a family-owned business that has been repairing and replacing roofs and seamless guttering in Dickinson and Geary County for over 30 years. Call today for a complimentary estimate and get the repair process started. We know there are a lot of people wanting your business. Trust Everett Larson Roofing in the Abilene and Junction City area. Our number is on Facebook and Google. Call Everett Larson Roofing today.
A click here or maybe a squeal there. Your vehicle is talking to you and has a way of saying, hey, something is wrong. Listen to your ride and take it to M&M Tire in Abilene. M&M Tire and Auto offers a huge selection of tires for all types of cars and trucks. They also offer everything from computer diagnostics to custom exhaust to complete engine and transmission replacement. Routine scheduled service or major repairs. Trust the experts at M&M Tire and Auto on Buckeye in Abilene. For over 25 years, tires aren't all they do.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
There's a look at the Cowboy faithful that have driven on average about 25 miles from Abilene over here to Dean Evans Stadium in Salina, site of 4A State Baseball. They have watched their Cowboys right now massage this game to a 3-1 lead, and that will bring up first to the plate here in the bottom of the sixth, Zach Miller. First pitch swinging, Miller down in the count, 0-1.
Zach struck out earlier in this game than his last at bat, only his 5th strikeout of the year.
So far, Zach has grounded out. He's also struck out looking as he fights off the second pitch. Out of play down the first base line and behind in the count, 0-2. It's Miller, Hookman, Timbrook scheduled up here for the Cowboys in their half of the sixth.
And there's after this pitch, about 3 plays that really stick out that have really been all that's happened in this game.
Pitch outside. Miller watches that go by. He gets a ball, now 1-2.
That first hit by Rosehill that went deep center that scored the run. Then you got the balk that kind of helped out.
Miller cannot resist the outside corner as he goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the game for Zach Miller.
And Stockton Timbrook's big ground rule double over is really the only 3 big plays that stick out, and a few good defensive plays on both sides that have happened this afternoon.
So Heath Hookman will come to the plate. Hookman scored a run after he doubled his last at bat. First pitch in for a ball.
Yeah, Heath with that big hit to right center field that almost got to the warning track in his last at bat.
1-0 pitch on the outside, and I say way outside, and there it is again. That pitch called a strike as the Cowboy hitters have struggled with that today. Now 1-1. I mean, that thing was in gypsum. Here's another one way outside. This one called a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, and if you're Abilene, you still have to be disciplined at the plate and stay to your game. You've got a 3-1 lead here. You're 3 outs away from advancing in this state tournament for the first time, and you've been here this now the 3rd year in a row.
Hookman's fought his way back now after trailing 0-1. He's at a 3-1 count with Colton Roberts. Roberts came into this inning with 66 pitches. He's going to throw this one in the ground, and Hookman is going to take a base. So Hookman's going to walk, He is on first now with one out, and that'll bring up Stockton Timbrook. The shortstop for the Cowboys has a single and a ground rule double that scored a run as he batted in Hookman last inning. Excuse me, that was in the fourth inning. Visit to the mound and a chance for us to remind you that Abilene Cowboy Baseball here on the Salina Post Sports Network is brought to you by M&M Tire and Auto in Abilene, Everett Larson Roofing, Steve Z's Abilene Car Sales, Abilene Termite and Pest Control, Memorial Health System, and the State Farm Agency of Amanda West. Wouldn't be possible without all those fine businesses in Abilene and Dickinson County getting behind the Cowboys here, who lead it 3-1. First pitch to Timbrook. It seems like he's done that in his other two at-bats. That first pitch, he just kind of takes a half-speed swing at it, and then he settles in. He's had a good day at the plate so far with a single and a double, an RBI. He's got Heath Hookman at first. This one's going to be fouled straight back. Nearly bought a camera.
Yeah, that one just, luckily they stuck that off, a little bit off the net there. Now Stockton down 0-2. Going to have to shorten up right here and protect the strike zone.
I would love to see that footage. Behind in the count, 0-2 to Timbrook. Way outside. Maybe projecting against the runner and the possibility there of Hookman leaving. But that one's going to be thrown outside and thrown away for a ball. Now 1-2 is the count.
Yeah, that looked like it might have been a little bit of a pitch out there just to see if Heath was going to take off.
This one high again, looking at the runner there is the catcher Briggs. Now the count evens at 2-2.
If you're Roberts here, you got to be careful not to leave nothing over the middle of the plate with Timbrook up with that big monster hit he had in his last at bat.
You called it. Timbrook takes this one for a ride to deep left field. Chasing it is Carr. It's going to bounce off the wall. Hookman rounds third. He eyes home plate. Timbrook's going to slam on the brakes at second, and he's going to watch his second RBI of the day come across the plate, and the Abilene crowd is going crazy. Cowboys take a 4-1 lead off the second double from Stockton Timbrook and his second RBI.
And like I said in his last at bat, in any other park except for where we're playing at this one, those two are gone anywhere else you go. But have yourself a day, Mr. Stockton Timbrook, and good job by the whole Abilene team, but always had runners on in these positions, which is most important on these hits.
That one banged off the wall in left field. And he is standing at second now as Timbrook with one out. Heath Hookman, as a good cowboy would, got on his horse, and he was humming across there. Boy, he was on the move. As you could tell, he had nothing but home plate in his sights. Now 4-1 Cowboys as Kyson Becker, the pitcher for Abilene today, comes up to bat. He's going to fight one off on the inside and goes ahead in the count 1-0.
And only one out. Heath kind of had to hold up there a little bit right before second base to make sure that the left fielder wasn't going to catch that, and went pretty high off the wall. So he did a great job of getting on his horse and getting around third base as Coach Bartley was waving him in as soon as he touched second base.
Well, you called that one. You were right on cue with that comment. Here's a pitch down the middle. 1-1 now the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A runner on for Abilene, who leads it 4-1. 5 hits, 4 runs for the Cowboys so far.
And it's at 4, 5, 6. All three of these guys dangerous if you leave one and hold it up just like that.
Opposite way. This one's going to drop in. It's a fair ball from Becker. Timbrook will go to third. Becker will hold it first, and the Cowboys will have runners on the corners. That one went off the hands of Kyson Becker, but dropped right inside of the foul line down the first base line. It moves Timbrook to third, and now coming up to bat is Jake Bartley.
And Bartley coming up now, and you're going to get a pinch runner in here for Abilene for the pitcher, Kyson Becker. And it appears to be Caden Thrower coming in to run for Kyson Becker at first base.
Thrower obviously out there for one reason. Second base is open. He's going to give it a look, and fighting out the first pitch here is Bartley. Bartley, the Cowboy first baseman, singled, and then he was thrown out on the front edge of a double play his first time. The second time he grounded out.
We'll see how aggressive Abilene gets here with thrower at first. He's got some speed with only one out right here.
There he goes. He's going to go to second. Briggs comes up firing.
I think they called a foul ball.
And they're going to say it was deflected off the bat that time of Bartley. That'll move Bartley's count now to 0-2.
And that's too bad because thrower had a great jump right there. He was probably going to be standing up with that stolen base.
Bartley on the left-hand side of the plate. Contact made. This one's going to score a run. Timbrook is going to go half-hearted across the plate. Cowboys have 5 runs. Thrower to second. And a single by Bartley. He gets an RBI.
Good to see Bartley put one in play for that young man who kind of hit a slump about the middle of the season, and they said the teammates have been trying to keep him up as he just is a freshman. So good to see him get the ball on the bat, as now we might see a pitching change here for the Rose Hill Rockets.
2 runs have scored here in this inning. Abilene has taken a 5-1 lead on 7 hits, and a visit to the mound here for the Rose Hill Rockets as Abilene finding their offense, finding their rhythm here. Now 7 hits, 5 runs, and they lead it by 4. Jordan and Hannah Negley at Kansas Best Realty extend their best wishes to the Abilene Cowboy baseball team for a successful state tournament run. Congrats on another great season, and go Pokes. They also want to invite you to the Abilene Oktoberfest coming up in downtown Abilene Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. I have been to that event all 5 years. It is an event you do not want to miss. Downtown Abilene morphs into Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And I always get the question, why is it in September? Well, that's when they have it in Germany. Munich, Germany, the Oktoberfest actually ends the first weekend of October. It goes through September. They're doing it the right way, trust me.
Yeah.
They will have live music, they'll have DJs, they'll have food, beverages, everything you need. As a bunt attempt here by Levi Evans, it was fouled down the third base line, and give McPhillamy all the credit in the world. He came up and dove to put it away.
Yeah, he had a great jump. Did McPhillamy coming over there. He saw the bunt. He was already on a dead run in and kind of laid out. Didn't have to, but made the catch. Nonetheless, 2 outs here for Abilene with runners on first and second.
Thrower on second. Bartley on first. The DH, Tyler Holloway, is up as he sees the first pitch as a strike.
We got action down there in the Rose Hill bullpen. Not sure if they plan on bringing him in with only 1 out remaining here.
Here's a ground ball, goes to second base. It's going to be misplayed a bit, but able to recover is Jones as he's going to put Holloway out on a ground out at first base. But Abilene has done their damage. They've gotten 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They take a 5-1 lead into the top of the 7th. Rose Hill will try to stay alive when we come back here on Salina Post.
A click here or maybe a squeal there. Your vehicle is talking to you and has a way of saying, hey, something is wrong. Listen to your ride and take it to M&M Tire in Abilene. M&M Tire and Auto offers a huge selection of tires for all types of cars and trucks. They also offer everything from computer diagnostics to custom exhaust to complete engine and transmission replacement. Routine scheduled service or major repairs. Trust the experts at M&M Tire and Auto on Buckeye in Abilene. For over 25 years, tires aren't all they do.
Memorial Health System Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine provides friendly, caring, and quality services, and they are proud to provide aquatics therapy right here in Abilene. Find out how aquatics therapy can benefit you, located at Memorial Hospital. Memorial Health System Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine. At Impact Sports and Fitness, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, an athlete, or anywhere in between, you'll feel right at home. They offer a wide variety of equipment, certified trainers, and massage therapists. Impact Sports and Fitness, your full-service fitness center in downtown Abilene.
State Championship Baseball on the Salina Post Sports Network. It's the home automotive road to a championship.
7th, Rockets down to their last 3 outs. Rose Hill trails Abilene 5-1. Welcome back to Dean Evans Stadium. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel. Connor McPhillamy leading off as he is the 8th hitter for Rose Hill. So not an optimum spot here for the Rockets, Russ, with the bottom of their order leading off here. It's Phillamy, Fair, and back to the top of the order, Struble, scheduled up here in the 7th.
Yeah, you got 247, 158 batting average coming up as Kyson falls behind. 2 balls, 1 strike here.
Becker has just thrown his 75th pitch. 2-1 is the count. McPhillamy's going to foul this one off down the third base line as Heath Hookman watches it go by, and the count is even at 2-2. Abilene Cowboy Baseball presented here during the state tournament by Smart Insurance. Also Everett Larson Roofing, Memorial Health System, Abilene Termite and Pest Control. One thing the Cowboys have not been able to do in the last 2 appearances here at the state tournament is get by the first round. Coach Bartley told us he just feels like if they can get past the first round, they can make some noise. Here's a pop-up to center field. It's put away by Tommy Keener. 2 outs left.
Yeah, and with the, I don't want to say the depth, but the experience that really this whole team has had, all of these guys except for 2.
Overall, but state tournament experience.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to show up the first day and go home.
Yeah, for 2 years in a row. So you don't think that this Cowboys team, especially the senior class who has been here now their 3rd year.
Just having a conversation with assistant coach Billy Hansen, and, we talked about it. It's not the pressure of, hey, let's go win a state title. It's kind of the, you get by the first round, then all that weight comes off your shoulders. And then after that, coming up tomorrow, if you should advance here today, it's playing free and having fun because you're in uncharted territory.
Yeah, you're playing 2 games tomorrow. Obviously, with the end goal that we heard Coach Bartley say is,
it's a slow roller down the third base line. That'll be a foul ball, and Becker moves ahead in the count 1-2.
That they set 2 goals out at this year, just 2 or 3. Sorry, win the league, which they did, went undefeated. Win regionals, host regionals, which they did handily, and win the state tournament. So you are now 3 wins away from completing all 3 of those goals, but first comes down to these last 2 outs.
Here's an outside pitch by Becker. That'll even the count at 2-2. It's a great story, too, when you look at it. This Cowboy team scheduling-wise, when you have somewhat control of that, they weren't afraid of the big dogs. They started the season right here on this field playing Salina South. And that was kind of the rallying call there as Zach Farrer goes down swinging, and Rose Hill has 1 out left. Finish that thought. That was kind of the rallying cry for Abilene, was we're beginning our season and we're ending our season on the same field. They took care of Salina South that day. They got out of Salina with 2 wins, and that was kind of the momentum of, okay, let's get this season going now. Coach Bartley said that his offense, he felt like, kind of hit a little bit of a drought there for a little bit. He kind of felt maybe pressure mounting on them, maybe almost a little bit bored at times with what was going on. But the time is here now for this Cowboy team to maybe advance to day number 2.
Yeah, and you look at, as the second pitch is going to even the count 1-1, Abilene coming into this game has scored 215 runs. And you look at Rose Hill, who's at 125. Like, the offense is there, and obviously the defense, as we're going to see right here from Heath Hookman.
Hookman fires over to first, and it's going to be a little bit outside there for Bartley, and Rose Hill will get a runner on. That would have been the 3rd out in the ball game. Hookman, though, was trying a really, really high difficult play, and he came in running, charged the ball, did everything right, but that ball just sailed a little bit out of the reach that time of Jake Bartley at first. So Rose Hill still alive here as Struble, the leadoff hitter, gets to first. Top of the order up here. Struble was the leadoff. Rhett Briggs now up for the Rockets. He has a double. He grounded out and then also reached on an error.
Yeah, no harm done right now. You're still got 2 outs. You got that 4-run lead.
Off-speed pitch by Becker lands in there. Called a ball. Becker asked the umpire, do I need to get that up a bit? The umpire nods. Yes.
I think it was too high. He was asking that if it was too high. I think it hung up there just a little too much.
Becker comes to the outside now. Miller can't handle this. That's going to bounce the runner. Struble will go to second.
A rare error from catcher Zach Miller, as he is very sure-handed behind the plate. He's been this Cowboys team catcher, came in and started after half of the season as his freshman year and has been the catcher ever since.
5-1 Cowboys looking for their last out here to put this one away. Inside corner of the plate, Becker paints it. 3-1 now the count. Runner on second for the Rockets, Briggs. Up there with a hitter's count at 3-1. Becker delivers. This one is given a ride out to right center field, and it will be put away by Lane Hookman. Hookman was bored out there. He hadn't had a lot of action all day long, but the sophomore comes in, charges, and puts it away, and Abilene does the difficult thing. They get by Rose Hill in day number 1 and the number 2 seed of the tournament. You can almost see it right now in their body language. That weight has been lifted off their shoulders. The pressure of having day number 1, because if you don't win day number 1, you're not going to play day number 2. Now they have guaranteed themselves 2 games tomorrow. They will play in the semifinals, and they will play another game after that, win or lose. And right now they have etched their name into the schedule for tomorrow on the bracket. They will play the winner of Pratt and Circle. Circle, the 6 seed at 17 and 11. Pratt, the 3 seed that comes in at 24 and 4. And the Greenbacks from Pratt have come in after losing their first 4 games of the year. Pratt comes in on a 24-game winning streak. So that will be the opposition tomorrow for the Cowboys. But right now, the kids from Abilene are enjoying this one as they get their 23rd win of the season, and they win this game 5-1 and advance to tomorrow. They will play again at 1:15 tomorrow here at Dean Evans Stadium, and they will play Pratt or Circle in a semifinal game. The other semifinal game is Rock Creek. They come in the number 1 seed. They are 25 and 1. That one loss, by the way, was to the Abilene Cowboys, as Rock Creek and Abilene split earlier this season. Rock Creek will play Paola. Paola is the only team here this year that has their 4th consecutive 4A tournament appearance. Paola has always made it past day 1. They have a 3rd-place finish and 2 4th-place finishes in the past 3 seasons. So the storylines are starting to take shape for tomorrow in our Final 4 of this 4A state baseball tournament. The Rock Creek and Paola game will start at 11 o'clock, and then here on Salina Post, we'll have Abilene and the winner of Pratt and Circle coming your way at a 1:15 scheduled first pitch. Again, today we are a little bit behind the schedule. We'll always try to keep you updated on where we're at as far as schedule goes. Player of the game today, boy, Russ, when you look at this contest, I think you have to look at it from the guy that really gave the surge offensively to Abilene, and that was Stockton Timbrook. He had an outstanding day. A ground rule double over the wall in deep center field, the deepest part of the ballpark, and then banged one off the left field wall. Stockton Timbrook today was generating RBIs and runs for this Cowboy squad.
Yeah, he goes 3 for 3 from the plate, and what you like to see from that senior leader kind of take over for this game, but I don't think you can take anything away from what Kyson Becker did on the mound. Very efficient. After that, 2-pitch, hits a batter, gives up a run on a deep single, and then really nothing after that. They only had 2 hits, and they came in the first 2 innings, and he never gave up a hit after that. So that can't take anything away from what Kyson and this defense did, but Stockton Timbrook at the plate, obviously your player of the game.
Defensively, our smart player of the game is Heath Hookman at third base. Yeah. Man, he played well today. He did make that one throwing kind of error there in the 7th. I don't know if it was scored as an error or not, but he sure made up for that on what he did at third base today. On the hot corner, living all day long, Heath Hookman today, our smart defensive player of the game for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he got an extra out that wasn't counted. That was for a base hit in that mysterious play in the first inning. Or second inning, sorry. But, yeah, Heath Hookman, just a sure-handed glove. And, can't take anything away from Levi Evans out in left field, making those plays, being in the right spot every time, knowing where to be, never really had to move. So just a great all-around game, really, for this Cowboys team. And it's finally good to see these young men succeed of where they needed to be, where they've been in the last 2 years.
So an early afternoon game tomorrow here on a fabulous Friday at Dean Evans Stadium. We'll see the Abilene Cowboys in action again. And a reminder that Abilene Cowboy Baseball is brought to you by M&M Tire and Auto in Abilene, Everett Larson Roofing, Steve Z's Abilene Car Sales, Memorial Health System, Amanda West and the State Farm Agency of Amanda West, Abilene Termite and Pest Control, Kansas Best Realty, Jordan and Hannah Nagley, also Hirsch Real Estate, along with Don's Tire and Supply, and Smart Insurance. The home automotive road to a championship continues tomorrow with Abilene Cowboy baseball scheduled for 1:15 here at Dean Evans Stadium. We will have it for you right here on the Salina Post Sports Network. For Brian Dennett, Russ Kossel, I'm Devin Haney. Thank you for joining us. We will have another game tomorrow. Actually, let's go for 2 tomorrow here at Dean Evans Stadium. Be well. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon here from the Dean in Salina.